All right, so no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard it gets, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. You can stay down for a bit if you want, kick, scream, cry, be angry for a little bit, but then let it go. And you get right back up and you do what you have to do. And I say this from experience. And right now I'm going through it, right? Okay, I had a shitty situation go down and I lost my income, especially after I was trying so hard to rebuild and to put pieces back together of my life that I lost over the years. And I just recently was given an eviction notice because I didn't pay last month's rent because I haven't been able to find a job. I applied to over like 100 jobs and nothing. And those that are waiting to see me fail, okay, have your little chuckle, add to your karma bag, because you know what? Yep, shit sucks. Yep, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, I had to cry here and there because I don't want to be in the situation I just got out of. But there's a lesson in it, right? And I'm sure there's a blessing in it. And even though I'm terrified, and I don't want to be in that situation anymore, especially because I don't always feel well. Like, I was talking about more recently, if you see the recent post about my physical problems and things that I've gone through. I have rheumatoid arthritis, right? I was crippled about 5 times, I think, total, to where I've had to crawl. When I moved to Massachusetts, I wrapped both my legs and I went up and down 15 steps with boxes, packed a whole car and drove and moved by myself. I had to at the time. A little bit before that was when my house I had to call the fire department because somebody turned the gas on in my house. So I wanted to get out of Dodge, but I ended up jumping out of a frying pan into the fire, little did I know. So also, if you see previous posts, I used to get abscesses. I was sick like a lot of my life from early 20s on to now, right? So I've struggled. I was crippled 5 times. The one time when I was taking my sister home and my nephew, and I got into a car accident, right? And the accident itself wasn't so bad, but there was a truck that got T-boned, and it was like a hit and run, and the car that went through, and it was raining, and the car that went through T-boned the truck, and the truck swung back and hit me on my side. I couldn't put it in reverse, but I was able to stop at least, so we weren't still moving. It probably would have been worse. It impacted on my side. I was fine. I went home, and it was a Saturday, and then I went to work on Monday, and I was working at the school. And all of a sudden my back pinched up and I couldn't walk like properly. I couldn't even stand up straight. So I was in a lot of pain, and I went home and I went to sleep, and I remember getting up after the nap and I just dropped. It took me about an hour and a half to get out of my room. I had to like crawl out of the room in a lot of pain, and I would have to crawl up and down the stairs just to go to the bathroom, and even to go to the bathroom it was so difficult. So I didn't realize what it was, like that it was rheumatoid arthritis, till more recently. The same thing happened, like my back went out when I was working at the hospital. One of the nurses asked me to help with a patient, and the patient was huge, and the patient ended up falling, and she's like, Jackie, and Jackie goes to catch the patient. Meanwhile, the nurse that asked me to help, without enough people, she just basically like went like a fish and like let the lady fall on me. So I ended up with my back injury then. And So yeah, so I've had a lot of problems physically. The abscesses were the craziest though. When I was in my early 20s, I started getting them, and I've had over hundreds of them. And if you've ever had an abscess before, usually people have like tooth abscess, or they get like trauma and like an infection. I kept getting them. Like, I would get them everywhere. I had them on my eyes. I would have to wear like things over my eyes, and like they were so painful. So, I mean, when they asked me about that, like the MK Ultra, I didn't even know what that was until somebody asked me about it, because they were like, how'd you get past the MK Ultra? And I'm like, what? I'm like, meditation. And basically that was it too, because meditation helps you know what's your thoughts, what's not your thoughts, especially when you're an empath and you pick up on other people's energies and stuff like that. So I was like that, but also I've been through pain. So headaches, nausea, all the stuff that causes, I thought that was just that was just a normal day for me. And for so many years, I would just wrap everything up. I would come home in a lot of pain and sleep and stuff, and I would complain about it all the time, and nobody just seemed to care. Usually people don't care if it's not them. So I would go through that, and there were so many different times that physically I was hospitalized because of the abscesses. The one time, I didn't realize how serious it was. At that time, it had gone into my joints, and the infection was spreading like really bad. And I was supposed to get surgery on it, but it ended up going away. Like with the antibiotics, they put me on vancomycin at the time. So I've had those. I've had a lot of pain. Even at that time, I would have problems with my back going out. Like I was walking weird at that time. That's when my pain first started, when I moved out to Florida. So in my early 20s. And for a while it like incapacitated me. Like I didn't want to do anything. It sucked because I was so young and I just didn't feel well all the time. And people don't care. They just want results for things. So it was what it was. But I would get up and ice it. And then more recently, like a few years ago, when everything like had hit the fan and I was at the hospital during the pandemic, I ended up crippled again. And they made me jump through, and I wasn't there long enough because I had taken a pay cut to go work at the hospital because I wanted to help. And I wasn't there long enough to get certain benefits. And then they made me jump through hoops to even come back. And I got signed off by a really horrible orthopedist that didn't ask if I should, tell me if I should work, because my primary care told me not to go back to work there. She was like, you're gonna end up, and I did. I ended up with like really bad. So yeah. So I'm facing eviction. Right now, I reached out to my landlord to see if there was something, because I've been working fervently trying to find a work. And it's not like I'm turning down anything. I've applied to over 100 places, as I said, so who knows. I don't know if there's people that are pulling different strings, I'm pretty sure. But this is a good time for you to watch a miracle happen. Right? So maybe things will suck for a little bit and I'll end up on the streets or whatever. It is what it is. Like, God wants me to learn something out of that. Or maybe God wants to see you to watch him pull a rabbit out of a hat. Love water to wine, right? So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I know this. I'm not gonna ever give up, no matter how rough it gets. I might cry, I might kick, I might scream, but I'm gonna get back up every single time. Get back up. Even when you count me out, I'm gonna get back up. So go have your little laugh. Go add to your karma. And those that are watching, watch this. Because I'm pretty sure there's no way. There's no way you live your life the right way. You know, he's gonna show you something big. So keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Like I said, when you're up, it's gonna be down, and when you're down, you're gonna go back up. So hopefully this helps somebody. I don't know if it will or it won't, but hopefully it does.